Plugins are a great addition to the Visure Requirements ALM platform. They come in two forms, in the form of a PLG file or a plugin file, and a configuration or CFG file. Here we can see in my project I have a couple of different plugins installed already. The risk analysis, the test management, and the RecIF import plugins. But today we're going to look at how we can actually install some of these plugins. And there are two ways that we can install these. One is through the local end users, and the other is through a corporate plugins path on a shared network drive. The first one we'll show is a local plugins path, and we'll go to that by going to the C drive, Program Files x86, Visure Solutions, Visure Requirements ALM6 Client, and here we can see there's a plugins folder. If you're just starting this process and you don't see a plugins folder, go ahead and create one. Here we can drop in any of our PLG files or configuration files so that we can access them on our own machine. Again, this only is applied to your machine and your client. Anytime we use our client from this machine, we'll see that we can get these plugins and gain access to their configurations. The second way that we can install plugins is through a shared network drive using a corporate plugins path. This allows us to set different plugin paths for each different project, allowing us to use multiple configurations for different projects. Here, I'll show you my configuration on just a local machine. Here, I've got a Visure plugins folder on my desktop with all the different plugins that I can use across multiple different projects. I've dropped all the different plugin files and the configuration files in here. And now let's go into the Visure Administration Center. We can log in and we can get our list of projects here. I've got tutorial 2, and let's go to the project settings in that project. Here we can see a section for corporate paths. This can be done for both corporate plugins and corporate reports, but we'll just focus on the second option, the corporate plugins path. We can point this directory to the directory that we have stored all the different plugins in. And as long as the end user can have access to that folder, it's a valid path for the corporate plugins. So here I'm pointing it to my Visure plugins folder on my desktop. And anytime we open up that project, it will attempt to load those plugins from that location. And all these plugins are found in that corporate plugins path. It'll pull those configurations and those plugins from that directory. If we wanted a different configuration for a different project for one of the plugins, we can create a second folder and point to the second project to the second folder with the different configurations. And those are the two ways that we can install plugins for the Visure Requirements ALM platform. Thanks for joining. As always, you can find out more information about Visure Requirements at visuresolutions.com.